Hey everyone, it's Christophe Choo from Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Real Estate in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. And it's a lovely spring day. It's going to be almost 80 degrees today, which we've had really lovely kind of pre-summer weather here in mid-May, which is quite nice, early May I should say. And it's Touring Tuesdays, which is, many of you who follow me, is the day that I go out and about on caravan. And I've had a number of requests to talk about a particular street called Nimes Road, or Nimes Road, depending on how you want to say it. So I'm about to arrive there shortly, and I thought I would do a little driving tour of that particular part of Lower Bel Air. So we're going to start doing that shortly. Let me just switch my camera around. So I'm now leaving Beverly Hills, and I'm actually still in Beverly Hills currently. I'm on Roxbury Drive, which is one of the best streets in the city of Beverly Hills on the western edge. And I'm now turning onto Sunset Boulevard. And very shortly, I will be driving through Holmby Hills, which is a very small little area in LA, and then arriving in Bel Air. But I have to tell you, I just saw an amazing deal, at least, you know, I think in my professional opinion, it's one of the best deals I've seen in a very long time. It's a house on North Alta, north of Sunset Boulevard. It's already been torn down. It's a 40,000-foot lot, so it's just shy of an acre. And it's listed for $18,995,000. The seller had an offer apparently over $21 million a while ago, didn't take it, and now he's at $18,995,000. He wants to sell it because he's got another project in mind. But I have to say, I did a video of it earlier, and it's an amazing property. And gosh, to be able to buy north of Sunset on a quiet street, on a corner, a flat lot that's almost an acre for $18,995,000, in my opinion, that's the best deal I've seen in a long time. So anyways, I'm driving on Sunset Boulevard here through Holmby Hills, which is the premier area in Los Angeles. And this is Delfern Drive. You can't really see it there, but this entire corner is a property that was, actually not this corner, but kind of behind it, is the one that Tom Ford purchased last year for $40 million. Rumor has it he's putting about $40 million into the renovations and remodeling. I know because I see all the trucks every day and the amazing amount of work they're doing, because I've sold some properties just north of that on that street. And so yeah, he's going to have a $150 million home very shortly. It's going to be beautiful. It was already an amazing home, very original from the 1950s, so it needed work, but Tom is an amazing designer, and I'm sure he will do an amazing job with that. So we exited Beverly Hills a couple minutes ago, and Holmby Hills is only 5 or 6 blocks east and west, about a block or two south, and about a block or two north. So there's not a lot of homes in Holmby Hills at all. And once we're crossing here a street called Beverly Glen Boulevard, we're going to be entering into the Bel Air section. So we've just left Holmby Hills, and we're going to be entering into Bel Air, and I'm going to what I call Nimes Road. I like Nimes better than Nimes. So what's going on Nimes Road? So Nimes Road, there are currently 3 houses on the market for sale. 2 of them are actually tear-downs or lots. One's at $15.5 million. I believe it's a 30,000-foot lot. The other one is $18,950,000 with plans. A little bit over 32,000 square feet, if I remember correctly. So the lots are asking about $490 and $590 per square foot for the land. So, and then the other house listed on the market is a house owned by Mohammed Hadid, listed for $72 million. It sold back, gosh, 5, maybe 6 years ago for $52 million, and is now back on the market for $72. So we're now entering the east gate of Lower Bel Air, and Lower Bel Air is part of what we call the Platinum Triangle, which is Bel Air, Beverly Hills, and Holmby Hills. And this is Bel Air Road. So that's the entering the gates, and they're not real gates. We call them faux gates because they're obviously not real gates, meaning there's no guard and the gates don't actually close. They're just set to be open. So here in Lower Bel Air, this is kind of the prime section of Bel Air. Lots are anywhere from about an acre to a couple of acres. And then as you get a little bit further up, although it's becoming more prime, basically the properties have views, but here in the lower section they don't have views, but you have more land. Up in the higher section there's very few properties with views, other than a listing called Chartwell, listed by our company, listed at $350 million, and that has over 10 acres, which is very, very rare and one of the most prestigious homes ever built in LA. This home here to the right, you can't really see it. It was designed by architect J.F. Chen, and it was known as the Cantor House. It sold back maybe 8 years ago for $42 million. Beautiful French limestone house, really, really beautiful. And if I remember correctly, the cost to build that, I think in the either late 80s or 90s, was about $2,000 a square foot. So we're now about to enter onto Nimes Road. And again, we're still in the lower Bel Air section. And the highest sale recently, aside from Mohammed Hadid's house, 52 million a few years ago, is a house that sold called Lionsgate, that sold a couple years ago for 42, I believe, or I'm sorry, 46.2 million. And here we're now entering on Nimes Road. And actually the back of Lionsgate is, actually let me turn my camera, it's this property here. I forget how many acres it was. I think it was probably around 2.5 acres. It was the home of Kenny Rogers. It was the home of, gosh, I forget all the names. Oh, sorry. That's the one there. Lionsgate. Shoot, what was that other house? Oh, I forgot now. Anyways, sometimes I forget all the houses right offhand. So this is Nimes Road. And we're coming up soon on a house that Mohammed Hadid lived in, and actually still lives in, but is for sale again now for 72 million. And Nimes is considered one of the best streets here in Bel Air. And I'm going to go to, it's not a very big street at all, so I'm going to go to the end. So Mohammed's house is right there behind those gates. And one of the Saudi royals lives in this house here. There's a little guard that's always there. And Elizabeth Taylor lived on this street. And then her house sold, and actually we're coming up to it very closely. And Bruce Makowski purchased her house. It's actually the one with the open gates there. I forget what he paid for it now, but he bought that as his offices, or part of his offices right there next to the house he has listed here for sale, which is one of the highest priced homes in LA now. It's 188 million. It was reduced from 250 million. This is the back entrance. It's an acre. It's about 36,000 square feet. It's the best new modern house ever built in Los Angeles. And for 188 million, you get a $40 million car collection. You get the house fully furnished with Bugatti furniture, you know, all the top line furniture, incredible artwork, just really an amazing, incredible property and location, certainly, and incredible views. So over here, I just passed it, but I've just realized I've already seen it, is a property listed for 15 million five. Again, it's a 30,000 foot lot, buildable. I believe there are plans with that. So it's, you know, for $500 a square foot, you can buy the lot and build your own dream home. And then up here on the right is a house under construction that's listed at 108. It's not listed yet, but it's listed. It's going to be 180 million. I've showed it a few times. It's an incredible, incredible modern contemporary. This is Bel Air Road. So the house I had that was Zsa Zsa Gabor's is up the street, and that second wall over there is Bruce Makowski's house. It's 188 million on the market currently, just reduced from 250. So that was Nimes Road, and I'm heading back down Bel Air Road. And over here to my left, I'll turn my camera a little bit, all these hedges, this is all part of the Chartwell Estate, which was the original property from the TV series from the 60s and 70s, the Beverly Hillbillies. And the original estate, I think, was 4 some acres. Then the owner bought next door, and then next door, and then next door, and accumulated several parcels, which are now about 10 acres, although there are 2 additional properties, but apparently that's being kept in the family. So this was the original entrance. It's changed from the TV show Beverly Hillbillies. That's where on the TV show they kept driving in to the house, was from that gate. But he bought the one next door, and the entrance is now on Nimes Road, and basically you have a very, very long driveway so that it takes you maybe, it's like 3/4 of a mile from the entry gate to get down to the front door of the house. It's not been public. It's not on the MLS. There's no public website, but it truly is the most amazing property, or one of the most amazing. Now, this is all still part of the property. So just imagine this entire mountaintop of basically 10 acres, which is part of the Chartwell Estate. And then just to the left there is the home that Ronald and Nancy Reagan moved into after he left the White House as president. So since I already saw that house on Nimes, I'm going to drive down and head down back to the gate where we entered. So you got kind of a full circle coming up Bel Air Road, going through Nimes Road, and heading back down Bel Air Road. So again, this is one of the most popular locations in the city. Beautiful greenery, lush trees. Most of the high-end locations, as you'll notice, you really don't see the houses from the street. Owners want privacy, so when you have an acre or 2 or 3, tall, mature trees are brought in, hedges, giant walls to protect the privacy. And I remember when the owner purchased the Brentwood estate, which, the one Chartwell we just drove by, back in, gosh, I think it was 1984. I was with John Douglas Company at the time, and our company sold it. I think it was $24 million at that time for the original house. And at the time, I remember the stories, he spent close to $15 million on having mature trees helicoptered in and planted on the property. So very interesting. $24 million to purchase and $14 million spent on having mature trees helicoptered in to be planted on the property. I don't think you're allowed to bring helicopters in anymore in these residential spots, but that's why it's so special, because you couldn't recreate that today even if you wanted to. So that's the end of my little mini tour today. We're back at the Eastgate Bel Air Road, and I'm going to head out, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye from beautiful Bel Air in Los Angeles. If you're looking to buy or sell, give me a call, Christophe Choo, at 310-777-6342. I've been selling real estate here in LA now for, gosh, 29, going on close to 30 years. I'd love to help you. I love what I do. I know this town in and out. I was born and raised here. Been driving since I was 16, so I've been driving for almost 40 years. So I know every street, every house. That's what you want in an agent, someone who knows their business. So take care, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.